Hi, I'm Dr. Cynthia Clark, acupuncture physician, applied clinical nutritionist, president of Longevity Wellness, and creator of Energy Evolution. And wow, is it a crazy, intense time. I've had a lot of people coming to me in the past couple of weeks asking me about energy and what they can do because they're just tired and tuckered. And so I wanted to take a moment and talk to you about where that comes from and what's happening. So usually when people feel tired, they just associate with, oh my God, I didn't get enough sleep, or something like this. I stayed up too late, something like this. But in actuality, tiredness, fatigue comes from one of three different places. So let's walk through this together. The first one is going to be the endocrine system that we're going to talk about. And I've used a butterfly here to represent that because your thyroid is about the size and shape of a butterfly, and it exists. It's actually a little bit smaller, and it exists right here at the lower part of your neck. And of course, your hypothalamus, your pituitary, your adrenals, your thyroid, and your sex organs, your ovaries or testes, are all part of your endocrine system. And if any of those metrics are off, then your energy level can feel very off. It can go in one of two ways. You can either feel just lethargic, or you can feel kind of wired and tired, like overamped, like difficulty winding down. So fatigue can come from an imbalance in the endocrine system. And of course, that can be corrected with whole food supplements, Chinese herbal formulas, and acupuncture and energy work. And then another place that it comes from is this lovely apple over here, which is symbolic of our digestive system. So when you put food into your mouth, it goes down into, you chew up and you start to create a few enzymes, sending the signal to your body that you're ready to digest some food. And then that food travels down your esophagus into your belly, your stomach, where it falls into a vat of hydrochloric acid, and then it gets released down into your intestines after that, of course, mixing with some lovely bile coming from the liver. When it moves into the intestines, it gets absorbed out into your bloodstream. Now, that's what's supposed to happen. If we have imbalances in our blood sugar regulation or imbalances in the quality of the digestive system, then we're looking at a situation like leaky gut. So in that situation, what we have is the mucus that lines the intestines has dried up. And so these people might tend a bit towards constipation, or either constipation or diarrhea. If you're not pooping every single day, then that means that you are tending towards constipation. If you are pooping and it's coming out with little pellets, then that means you're tending towards constipation. So it's very important to let things go, because if not, those toxins get reabsorbed and build back up in a concentrated form in the body. So it's very important. It's why we get cranky when we don't poop. So if the digestive system is compromised and it's not absorbing those nutrients properly, then we're simply going to starve. The rest of the cells in our body aren't going to get the nutrients they need, and we're not going to feel energized because the ATP that exists in the mitochondria are not going to be activated, and so we're going to be depleted and we're going to feel tired. So a weak digestive system is one of the ways that we can feel tired. If you tend to get tired after a high carb meal, then that's an indication that your digestive system is compromised. Or if you get tired after any kind of meal, then that's a strong indication that the digestive system is compromised. If you have gas, if you have bloating, ladies, you are not supposed to walk around with bloating all of the time. And I say ladies because we just get used to our bodies fluctuating and changing, and we have this thought in our mind that if it's not fat, then it's okay for us to be bigger. And the truth of the matter is that toxic fumes trapped in our intestines are just as dangerous as those extra pounds on our body. So don't fall for the illusion that just because it's not fat doesn't mean that it's not a problem for you. Okay, and then the third one, so we talked about the endocrine system, we talked about the digestive system, and then the third one here is the immune system. Now, I've drawn a picture of a house here, and the reason for that is because many years ago, I was getting ready to give a presentation to a group of doctors on the immune system, and I said, okay, let's define the immune system first. And as I sat down to do this work, I realized that it was not one particular organ. It wasn't even one particular system of organs. In fact, the immune system is made up of every single part of your body. So let's take your skin, for example. This is going to be level 1 of our immune system. Anything that comes towards us is going to have to go through our skin. And we have different kind of skin that's on the palms of our hands. The skin there is a little bit thicker than is on our arms, than is on, for example, the inside of our mouth, which is the single cell squamous epithelial, also known as pink tissue, that is designed to absorb. So we have a defense system that starts even at our skin. And then of course it goes in to our digestive juices and our enzymes and the vat of hydrochloric acid that all of your food is dropped into. Not only does that help transform it into the nutrients that we need, but it also helps to kill off any virus, bacteria, fungus, or parasites that might be kicking around on the food that you eat. So we have a very strong house. So you can think of when you think of a house, I want you to think of the foundation and the walls and the seal that the door makes when it closes and the seal that the windows make when it closes and the strength of the roof. And that's really what we're talking about when we're talking about the immune system, because we're talking about the entirety of the body, all of the digestive system, all of the endocrine system, all of your organs, all of your skin cells, every single, and then of course the more typical ones that we think of, like the thymus gland or your tonsils, all part of the immune system. So it's very, very, very important that your house be strong. And the best time to make your house strong is before you get sick. And one thing that I have found that has been very positive out of this time is that a lot more people have had the awareness of the importance of prevention. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, because none of us can afford to get sick with this disease. And with this horrible disease, I was recently talking to some colleagues to one particular colleague who had had a couple of close friends pass away, and they were young men in their prime. They were, well, I'm in Sarasota, so that was in their 40s, but young, healthy men. And it was observed that they went on ventilators, and according to the hospital staff, that going on ventilators, there's like a 90% chance that you're not going to make it. So the ventilators aren't even a good resource. We talk about the ventilators as being our bottleneck. My undergraduate is in efficiency engineering, so please forgive me if I speak a little bit engineeringly at this moment. But when we're talking about public health and having to roll out treatment to the masses, it's important to identify what the bottlenecks in the process are. And it's been identified that the ventilators are the bottlenecks in the process, but I submit to you that it is not the ventilators because they're not working, it is the immune system in the first place. So this is absolutely the time to be attentive to your immune system. So let's talk about the immune system a little bit more and what goes into it. Some of these things you already know. Some of these things are sleep, good quality sleep every single night. Good quality water that you drink every single day, and that you're drinking at least half of your body weight in ounces of water. So for most people, that's about 64 ounces of water a day. However, we're in Florida right now. If you're watching this and you're in a southern climate, especially if you're in a southern humid climate and it is a warm time of year, then you've got more working against you and you just have to drink more water. In more arid climates, like I used to live in Colorado Springs, which is home of the Olympic Training Center, I would sweat, my sweat would evaporate, I would cool off. It was delightful and wonderful and restorative and refreshing. It was amazing. Here in Florida in the middle of summer, I sweat and it just stays on my body and I get hotter and hotter. So you actually have to drink more water at even lower altitudes. Even though you don't feel as thirsty, you have to drink more water at lower altitudes and work harder to keep your electrolytes in balance than you do at higher climates, even though it's cooler, because we have this kind of greenhouse effect happening. It's just humidity trapped on you. So you got to drink the water, you got to drink the electrolytes, and you got to stay on top of it in advance. It's very, very easy to get on the underside of that. And when you get on the underside of that, your immune system starts to degrade. So for example, it's like leaving your door open. And then anything can come in because you're just in a depleted state. Eating good quality food, so not junk food. Even though this has been a time when it's been harder to get good quality food, we can't go out to eat as easily as we did before, but that doesn't mean that we can't take advantage of the time to do some really cool things. So if you have not worked with our registered dietitian, Natalia Garcia, yet, oh, by the way, we have an announcement. We have a new registered dietitian. Her name is Natalia Garcia. She is a functional medicine dietitian, and she's passionately in love with helping you find healthy foods that work for you, healthy recipes that work for you. She's just a delight. She is part of our new team members. Our other new team member is Eric Albala, who is our personal trainer. He offers virtual in-home training sessions. So we wanted to be able to reach you where you are and to provide the support you need in order to move you along that pathway towards a strong, healthy house, a great digestive system, a fantastic endocrine system. And I want to take this a step further. So in addition to those physical layers that we talked about, let's just be honest, it's a really stressful time. It's a lot more stress than any of us planned for. And during this time, stress hits the body. It hits it in a number of ways. There's this physical layer that we just talked about. There's the emotional layer. There's the energetic layer. There's the spiritual layer. There's more to this pandemic than meets the eye. And what I'm finding is that people are experiencing a longer term level of exhaustion, and it's a different type of exhaustion than has taken place before. So I want you to know, first of all, that you're not alone. There are also cosmological contributors to this, as our esoteric healer, Chuck Pisa, has shared with us recently. By the way, we've been working so hard. We have not taken a day off at all during this pandemic. We've been working our butts off, and I'm thrilled that we've been doing it, because that's how we honor our commitment to you. So we have filled our online library with tons of great presentations that you can have access to. Membership is just $10 to join, so you are all set. All you got to do is sign up, and then you can have access to all this fantastic information. You can learn more about what's going on in the cosmos. You can learn more about how to energetically manage yourself during these times and what the pathways are that are happening out there right now. You can hear from our spiritual ontologist, Elizabeth Andrzejewski-Wilson, who is brilliant at manifesting this amazing mindset. She has an incredible story where she and her husband and their two beautiful children decided to see what would happen, decided to see if they could be fully present and if they could walk a life of abundance and prosperity without any of the usual trappings of conspicuous consumerism. And they did that, and it's an amazing journey. And she is brilliant at sharing the story in a loving and instructive way, so that you learn, and you love to learn, but you don't even notice. Chuck, by the way, is both our esoteric healer, so he has really been instrumental in helping keep us informed of the esoteric energy world's view of COVID-19 and what the components are, why this has been particularly so difficult to treat. And I want to just speak briefly to one small component of that, which is that there are particular types of, this is not esoteric at all, this is just plain science. There are particular types of pathogens, certain viruses that scavenge minerals from the body, from the bloodstream, in order to make a little house around themselves, make a little like armored car. It helps them protect themselves, defend. And when that happens, those people will wind up with heavy metal toxicity in their bodies and a simultaneous mineral deficiency. This is lousy because you can be taking really good minerals, but not realizing that you need to be taking a lot more of them than you think you do, because you actually have this pathogenic material that's like stealing your minerals. So lousy as that is, people who have that will be much more likely to be sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies, or also microwave oven frequencies, 5G. This is why some people are totally fine around smart meters and some people are like off the planet, is because there's a different thing going on inside their bloodstream. So Chuck was the one who informed our team members, our staff, that that aspect was playing into the treatment of COVID-19 and SARS, because there was I call it a jamming frequency that plays a role in the virus itself. And so it's one of the reasons why it's so difficult to treat from just a straight physical component, is because there's this mineral, and of course you know that metals are also magnetic, so therefore they have a frequency, they have a magnetic resonance frequency. This is how MRIs work. So it's a very important part of the process to also be attentive to those frequencies and to address those. So we were talking about the immune system and all of the great things that we've been doing here. In addition to all of that, because this is such an important time for our overall health and wellness, we have launched something that's very, very special to us that I hope is very helpful to you. And that is a different way of looking at health. So many times we wait to go to get health help until we are sick and tired, until we have a problem, and we really, we can't afford to miss another day of work, so we go to the doctor because we got to make sure that A, we don't make other people sick, and B, we can keep doing the things that are important to us to do in life. That's one way to go about it, but it's kind of like having a credit card with a 30% interest rate and you're just constantly making minimum payments. You're always a bit behind the 8 ball. Another way to look at it is, what if I could pay off that credit card and even take that money that I was using to pay that credit card and put it into an investment so that money would be paying off for me? Sounds like a better idea, doesn't it? That is our fundamental belief behind lifestyle wellness, because at Longevity Wellness, we have clients, not patients. The reason that I make that differentiation is because client is based on the Latin word of meaning one who listens, basically students. Our primary job here is to provide education in health and natural methods in order to help you make the best decisions possible that are available to you, and to know what decisions you're making at a time. The word patient is Latin for sufferer, and I feel that that is condemning a person to an unhealthy path in life. So we use the word client here. And as part of lifestyle wellness, as a client, you will have the opportunity to invest in upgrading your health and your wellness and your vitality and your lifestyle, and to do it through education and having access to the best quality ingredients on the planet in order to be ahead of the 8 ball in your immune system. Because as we have all seen in the past few months, that simply does not work and it's not healthy. And the reason that I want to make a point of sharing this with you right now is because we're at a time where it's stressful again, and that stress hits us in the butterfly, it hits us in the endocrine system, it hits us in the house, the immune system, and it hits us in the great big apple of the digestive system. We've all had butterflies before giving a speech, for example. That is stress hitting the digestive system. So there's a better way to go about it, and that better way is with lifestyle wellness. It's with our full team of Chuck Pisa, our esoteric healer, Ray Foley, our technology therapist, Elizabeth Andrzejewski-Wilson, our spiritual ontologist and mindset coordinator, with Natalia Garcia, our registered dietitian, who, by the way, shyly mentioned one day, she's an elite athlete, which anyone can see. She shyly mentioned that she recently represented Mexico in the Tennis World Cup. She's also trilingual. And Eric Albala, and our personal trainer. We firmly believe in the use of education, natural means, lifestyle, mindset, nutritional supplements, herbal therapies, and acupuncture in order to help level you up so that you can be the best that you are, to show up fully as yourself. Because when all these pathogenic influences are at play, or when your endocrine system is out of balance, or you're not digesting properly, you're simply not yourself. And that's no fun. So we want you to get to be the best. We look forward to sharing this with you more and more. And we have some really great information that's available. I can't wait to share more of it with you. You can tell I'm really excited. And I'm just super, 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 super excited. I have one other very cool piece of information to share, which is that, and I'm just asking for your energetic support on this, which is that I've spent the last 3 months training for a very, very cool race that is supposed to take place on November 7th in Panama City, Florida, and that is Ironman Florida. So this is a huge commitment for me. It means 2 to 3 hours of training pretty much every single day. I get one rest day. It means constantly having to experiment with my body and find the specific ratio of nutrients and electrolytes and hydration. So I want you to know that everything that I'm going to be sharing with you about lifestyle wellness and about health and the immune system, I firmly walk my walk, and I'm constantly testing on a daily basis, because I would never ask you to go to an area that I would not myself lead you in. So welcome back to Longevity Wellness. If you haven't heard from us in a while, we're so grateful to be here for you. We cannot wait to connect with you. It's really lovely to be with you again. I've missed talking to you. I've just been we've just been doing some amazing things. So I look forward to sharing more with you in the near future. In the meantime, we have some super cool classes coming up. As I said, we've been adding to our online library this whole time. So click on those links, click on the link below to sign up for the class. Or you might have to save that link to go to the class on the day of it. But we've got tons of great information out there for you. I'm so excited. I'm honored to be part of this team, and I'm thrilled to share it with you. Mwah! Have a beautiful, beautiful day.